Now, an exponent of 1 can be omitted in a term such as in 2y, xy, and negative 8x, which means 2y raised to 1, x raised to 1, y raised to 1, and negative 8x raised to 1 respectively. You can you cannot pwede mong isulat yung 2y na kahit walang exponent to 1. Because, ibig sabihin yan, it is automatically meron siyang exponent na 1. Alright? Taas. Respectively. I hope you get it. Now, the following are read as follows. 4 raised to 2 or 4 squared is we can read this as 4 to the second power or 4 squared. Okay? So the next one 2 cubed, okay? We can read this 2 to the third power or 2 cubed. The next one is x to the fourth power or x to the fourth, okay? Or x raised to 4. All right. So on and so forth. On the next slide. Right. In general, an expression of the form a raised to n, where a is not equal to 0 and n is the degree of the expression or the exponent, which is a non-negative or a positive integer. In n, a raised to n, should I say, is equal to a times a times a times a. We can see here the ellipses, right? That is so on and so forth. So a times a times a times a, that times a, in which there are factors of a is called the base and n is the exponent. Okay, so as you can see, the letter A is the base and the n is the exponent. On the next slide. Now, letter B. Constants and variables. Now, it states there, the symbol that represents an unknown number is referred to as a variable. Please do take note of that. An unknown number is referred to as a variable. Symbols like x, y, alpha, beta, right, theta can be used as variables. So these are the symbols. We can use that as variables, right? A constant is a symbol which has exactly one number or a fixed value in its replacement set, should I say. Any numerical is a constant such as 7, 4, and 11. Pi or pi symbol is also a constant. Okay. Consider the expressions for x. I do believe that is for x squared. Okay. Plus 3y plus 2. The number 2 is a constant. Okay. On the right side. On the right side. Okay. The letters x and y are the variables, as you noticed. Okay. I hope you understand. I hope you are following, guys. Now, let's proceed to the letter C. So, letter C, literal coefficients and numerical coefficients. Okay. The numerical factor of a term is called its numeral coefficient. So, please do take note of that. The numerical factor of a term is called its numerical coefficient or simply coefficient, and the variable factor of a term is called literal coefficient. In the term 3x squared, okay, that's 3x squared. 3 is called the numerical coefficient, okay, and x raised to 2 or x squared is called the literal coefficient. I hope you got it. Okay, the numerical coefficient is number 3, okay, and the x squared is called the literal coefficient. The term negative x has a numerical coefficient which is negative 1. If we are using variables, it automatically have a coefficient which is 1. It's like invisible, but andun. Okay? It's like negative 1x, pero pwede nating basahin na negative x. Meron na siyang coefficient na negative 1. Okay, I hope you understand. And a literal coefficient, which is x. So our literal coefficient is x. Okay, on the next slide. Now, the term 5 or fifth is called the constant, which is usually referred to as the term without a variable or simply constant term. Pag walang variable, ang tawag natin dyan, constant term. Now, numerical coefficient is the part of a term. Okay. Literal coefficient is the variable including its exponent. The word coefficient alone is referred to as the numerical coefficient. Okay. The coefficient alone is referred to as the numerical coefficient. On the next slide. Okay. Letter D. Algebraic expressions, terms, and polynomials. Now, let's define what is algebra. Algebra is a branch of mathematics which generalizes the facts of arithmetic. The result of combining symbols such as letters, numbers, punctuations, and operations of arithmetic is called an algebraic expressions or simply an expression. Once again, the result of combining symbols such as letters, numbers, punctuations, and operations of arithmetic is called an algebraic expressions or simply an expression. Some examples of algebraic expressions are 7, 2x, negative 3y plus 4, square root of 4b squared, x squared, square root of 3 over 4 plus the quantity of x, y minus 1. On the other hand, pi r squared and 4x negative 3 yz 1 half quantity of alpha plus beta. So those are some examples about algebraic expressions. Now on the next slide. Okay, a term is a constant or a variable or constants and variables multiplied together. That's term. Okay, a variable or constant or variables multiplied together. As you can see here, we have an examples here. Examples 4. XY. So that's one term, XYZ, 2 pi R, 8 raised to 4, B cube, C raised to 1 half, and negative 3 beta, 1 half XYZ. Okay, so that's some of examples of a term. A polynomial is an algebraic expression that represents a sum of one or more terms containing whole number exponents on the variables. Here are some examples of polynomials. Okay, as you can see, 5 is considered a polynomial, 2x. So those are the examples. Negative 5 over 4x plus y, um, x minus y over 4, x squared plus 3x minus 1, um, square root of 4x squared plus 3x cubed y minus x squared y squared minus y minus x y cubed plus y raised to 4. So those are the examples of a polynomial. On the next slide. Okay, algebraic expression terms and polynomials. An expression is not a polynomial if, number one, okay, this is a rule or maybe how can I say this? Just yeah, it's like a rule. So number one, we have its exponent is not a whole number or a variable. Okay, again, its exponent is not a whole number or a variable. Ang exponent daw ay hindi po whole number or a variable. Okay? Examples. 3x negative 2 raised to negative 2 plus 1. Okay. We have another examples. We have x squared y squared plus 3x y cubed plus 4 plus y raised to 4 third or 5x. Okay, so that is examples. Number two, the variable is the denominator. So it cannot be called an polynomial if the variable is in the denominator, nasa ibaba. Hindi natin matatawag yun na polynomial. Just like, for example, like this. 4 over x. Okay? X over 2y. Then x plus y minus x plus y over 3z. Just like that. And number three, we have the variable is under the radical sign. Okay? Under the radical sign. Examples, 4x squared. Um, uh, square root of x, square root of a plus 3b. Okay, on the next slide. All right. Number of terms, degree of the term, and degree of the polynomials. So number of terms, degree of terms, and degree of the polynomial. Any algebraic expression separated from another algebraic expressions by a plus or a minus sign is called a term. Okay? Ang tawag doon, term. Pag sila ay separated from another algebraic expressions by using plus or minus sign. Now, there are four terms in the expressions, as if you notice here, okay? 5x raised to 4, that is raised to 4, okay? It's a typo once again. 5x raised to 4 plus 2x cubed y cubed minus xy is equal to negative xy minus 7. Namely, 5 raised to 4, 2x raised to 3, y raised to 3, and negative xy, negative 7. So we have four terms. Okay?